Welcome to Live from the Space at 100 Taylor, and we have a sonic architect today, the creator of country punk in Nashville, Tennessee, hailing from Canada, Manny Blu. Manny, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, man. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're creating something so unique, Manny. And just a thrill to have you because you're such a great artist. And I have to tell you, I've been doing this for a long time. But your story is like a Hollywood story. I've never seen anything like it. And I'm so happy that you're here to share it with us.
Thanks for having me. Happy to be
I gotta
here.
tell you, super excited to have you on the show. I mean, I've seen a lot of stories. I've seen a lot in my time in radio and stuff, but nothing quite like your story.
Yeah, we're having fun. I think it's been quite a journey, but we're having fun.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
And like, I can't wait for you to share it with us. And you're having so much success. You're the talk of the town. I mean, your streams over 1 million streams. Your TikTok is like one of the best. People love it, and we'll get to all of that. But let me start with your background. And you talk about this every day, but it's fascinating. You, at 16 years old, you put all your focus into MMA.
Yeah.
Like that. That was like your focus. You said, I'm going to be a professional MMA fighter, right?
Yeah, I thought that was going to be my life. I thought that's what I was going to do forever. The idea was to be a headliner for the championship of the UFC belt, and that came after growing up playing hockey, playing football and soccer, multiple sports, and then knowing that hockey is my main sport, but knowing I was never going to go as far as some of my friends that played junior or college or whatever. And I had a buddy who was doing karate on Saturday mornings and said, "Hey, we should go together." And I'm like, "Nah, I think I want to just do MMA, like straight off." He goes, "Well, start with karate." I go, "Nope, we're going to go right into MMA."
Yeah.
And we went to watch the UFC when it came to town, and
Cool.
It was really, really fun. So, that was kind of, I'm very competitive.
Sure.
So that was sort of the most competitive sport that I can find that's, one-on-one combat like that. So it was really, really
Cool,
fun,
man.
and a really fun part of my life.
I love that. And you were on your way, and obviously you had that unfortunate injury. How did
Yeah.
that happen?
I don't know exactly what happened. It was my first amateur fight, and I think I tried to throw a knee to his stomach, and he blocked it with his elbow. And I just grazed the elbow, and I think it tore my muscle on my quad. So and that's kind of what ultimately ended it. I mean, obviously I could have healed it, got back, continued, but I ended up finding a new passion in music, and I now have a tattoo of on top of that, because that bump is still there. So it's on top of that bump. I've got a guy playing guitar.
Oh, nice.
Up against a light post, kind of like the transition from one to the other kind of thing.
Super
So
cool.
it was pretty, yeah.
I love that, man. But okay, and you played hockey, you played basketball, you played football, all this stuff growing up. But tell me about like the musical DNA. Like when you were a child, like were you into music? Like what kind of like relationship with you as a child did you have with music?
My dad never found a mic he didn't like. He loves public speaking or singing, and so everyone was always nervous in school to do oral presentations, and I've seen my dad do speeches and Q&As, and just enjoy being and doing karaoke and things like that. So to me, it was always kind of within. My mom grew up playing classical piano too, so we would all sing together.
Okay.
We had a karaoke machine at the house. I know my dad would always sing Billy Joel or something like that, and my mom sang Shania Twain. So it was kind of
fun.
my start to music, and because my dad was never shy and was like, he's ready to go at all times. I started doing it too, and I'm like, that's cool, that's fun. And so it was never a nerve-wracking thing. So when we would do host parties or whatever, my dad's like, let's break the ice, let's do this. And then one time we did it in front of people we knew who didn't know I could sing relative to the karaoke party. And my dad started it off, and when I took the second verse, everyone got like lost their shit. They were like, oh my God, you can sing. And I was like, that's really fun.
That's cool.
This is much more fun than getting punched in the face. So let's make that transition now.
Right. I love it.
Yeah.
And then, but then when you're recovering from your injury, I love this moment, like your breakthrough moment, your aha moment.
Yeah.
What was it like? I think you were playing with some friends, you were just chilling, and then like what was that moment where you're like, holy shit?
I mean, I think it all goes together, right? I started playing guitar because I thought it was a really cool skill, really cool thing to learn to do, to be able to accompany myself without needing a backing track, like a karaoke track or whatever. And then, my friends wanted me to start playing more, and we would go to parties, and they'd hand me a guitar, be like, dude, sing something, and it was cool. So it's like that, combined with the other, what I mentioned, the party where everyone got excited. It's like, wow, people are really enjoying this.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the transition period in my head of like, I think this can be something interesting, and I'd like to go down this path,
Sure.
So that's kind of how it all kind of came together.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about this, Manny. I mean, because that's some adversity there. I mean,
Yeah.
you just like glance over it, but some people would be really, but it seems like you make light out of these situations. And I love that from your story. And I could say that almost like that's like, you're a fighter, you were a fighter, and when you get punched, you get back up, right?
Yep.
Would you say, and that probably also helped you a lot here with the music industry, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think that you go through a lot of, I don't know if I can say shit,
Hell
but
yeah.
you go through a lot of shit in the gym. You get to some dark places just trying to survive, the session. And, what's fun now is that there's nothing really that I'm going to face that's going to be that difficult.
Yeah.
And so music really is now a moment where obviously there's, we're not going to joke that there's hard work involved, but it's nothing is now I'm having fun now.
Yeah.
Now I'm enjoying myself and surround myself with people who are fun to be around, right? My management team are great, and the band's awesome, and I've got a community here in Nashville that it's just so fun to be here, right?
Yeah.
And it's like kind of the thing where I was talking to my family where we used to, after Christmas, be you get I used to get this anxiety to go back home and have to go back to school, and it's Montreal, it's dark, early, it's cold, it's awful. And now we leave vacation and I'm coming to Nashville, and I'm having fun, and I'm doing something I absolutely love so much, and I get to do it with some, I mean, we go to rehearsal and it's extremely fun.
Yes,
it's constantly just a good time. So, I mean, that's you can't beat that.
I agree with that, man.
Yeah.
I agree. And talk to me about when you moved to Nashville, and I'm talking about like those first months, those first weeks.
Yeah.
'Cause that's a big move for anybody, even someone in the States from from Georgia. But for you, that's a big leap. How was that transition? Like when you were finding an apartment, when you didn't know where to find groceries.
Yeah.
Like that little first few months or so.
Yeah, I mean, I think I got lucky. I got to come down to Nashville and record before I moved. Fell in love with Nashville. Heard a lot of great things before even coming to record, and everyone's like, you should just go and visit and go and see. And I always felt like there's going to be a time when something's going to come up and I'm going to have to go. And then that was the first EP. And so I recorded here in Nashville and fell in love. And at that point, we did it in 2 shots. So I got to go home and kind of take it all in. And at that time, start to make connections in Nashville, and start to think realistically about moving.
Yeah.
And lucky enough that at the time when we came back for the second part of the EP, I was able to visit a condo, and which was great because the groceries was right next door. So beer was right there and food was right there. So I got that under lock there.
Cool.
But that's it. And so after having moved, I kind of, on that trip, I had met my now manager, who's got an artist development company, and honestly, without that help and support, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah.
And so, people ask, and we're still working together, and people a lot of times ask me about the program and all that. And honestly, I would not have moved to Nashville without it.
Cool.
Introduced me to the band, and our band leader, our guitar player Dan, who's been with me since day one.
Yeah.
And so I feel like there's so many, when you move, you create a community. And I mean, that's
true.
It's been unbelievable to be able to know, members of the team and have guys in the band that, either came in and out and are back, you know, and whatever it is that everyone's got to do. But, you know, I feel like there's moments that people come into your life and it becomes something really special. And I feel like I've been fortunate to have a lot of those, having moved to Nashville. So it's just cool.
And it sounds like you really love the people that you surround yourself with. And talking to people that know you, they really love you as well. It seems to be
Maybe.
like a,
I can't answer
it
that,
really
but yeah,
does seem
maybe.
to be like a love fest.
Yeah.
And I guess the question, Manny, is like, what is the value here that you love in people like Dan or the people around you that you're like, okay, I can totally like connect with this person on a deeper level. Like, what's that thing?
Hard work, dedication, and loyalty. I mean,
Nice.
I think that's the main thing, right? Like, it's not that we're doing music, right?
Yeah.
So it's not to make it bigger than it needs to be is useless. We're having fun, we're playing music. That's ultimately what we're doing. Obviously, there's preparation and hard work and preparation involved to make sure the show goes great. And coming from an MMA background, you know, you kind of want to prepare so that when you go out and do the show, it's all easy.
Yeah.
It's all chill. You know, there's nothing to worry about. There's nothing.
It's just repetition.
It's just repetition,
right.
you know, and obviously when you have a crew that works really well together and can tour together and you know, not get on each other's nerves and find humor in everything so that, you know, you have to make the environment somewhere you want to be.
Yeah.
And you know,
you
can be
hours in between shows, like on highways, on the car.
Oh my God. Yeah. And that, you know, you take 5, 6, 7, 8 hour rides. Like it has to be entertaining, it has to be fun. And you ultimately want people in the band that are going to, or even the crew just around who, you know, everyone's going to have each other's back. And I come from a sports background and it's, I'm here for you, you're here for me. Let's do this thing together and let's be successful at it. And I think that throughout, you know, whether, you know, people coming in or out, depending on whether it was, you know, team member or if it was a band member or if it was even just friends in general, you kind of want that from them. And I think that I've been fortunate enough to get the best versions of that I can. And
that's beautiful.
Yeah, man, it's just, you know, after 3 years being here, you kind of start to put together really what it is that you want. And you know, I feel very, very lucky and fortunate that everybody around me is great. Not only musicians or what they do, but even people that it's just enjoyable to be around.
Cool, man. Yeah. Absolutely. And you are very enjoyable. You have like a good aura around you.
Oh, thanks, man.
Absolutely. And all right, let me ask you about TikTok.
Okay.
Because you have such a great TikTok, man. But the thing about you and TikTok is that you're not like doing like, you know, silly dances or anything. You're actually using it, you like to create a really cool connection with your fans. And you're just really like smart about it and really cool about it with your music and all that. Just talk to us a little bit about the connection with your fans and the community with it.
I mean, I like TikTok, you know, as a consumer of TikTok, not as an artist.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like any of what I was seeing and the trends and trying to do all that stuff didn't feel like me. And I've seen people do things and you can read right through the bullshit and it's like, I don't, you know, and I get what they're doing, but I don't ever want my friends to look at me and be like, oh, you know.
Yeah.
So it was quite a battle to just figure out what we're going to do because it sort of became inevitable that, you know, I kind of pushed it back as long as I could and it kind of became inevitable that we're going to have to do TikTok.
Right.
So it was what's the best way and what's my version of what I do on TikTok, and it took trial and error, and then
you found it.
Yeah, I mean, there was one video specifically that I was on release day for the song called Train, and
great song.
And we had done, thank you so much, and we had done this video thinking like, okay, whatever, and nothing really was that successful. And I'm like, why are we even still doing this? Nothing's taking. I don't like this. This is not fun. And so that day we said, hey, we're going to try something new. Let's do it and whatever. So, you know, we go out and it's the first release of the year. It's the first release of the first EP we put out this year. And kind of was like, we all got together and had like a celebratory drink and just hung out. And they're like, oh, we forgot to post to TikTok. Like they go, we're going to do it now. Is that cool? And I go, I don't even care.
Yeah.
We'll do whatever. Like,
yeah.
I'm so sick and tired of it. And then that day, that's the one I'm on my way.
That's the one that
back.
hit.
Yeah, actually, me and Dan Barry were having beer extra longer than everybody else, and it was on. He was driving me home, and then on the way there, I'm getting my phone's blown up from everybody that was with us previously, from team members and people that helped me out, and they were like, I don't understand TikTok. This is like 5,000 views. You've got X amount of followers. Like, this is going crazy. And literally that weekend was like, I couldn't scroll and refresh and it would just all show up. And I'm like, that's weird. But how do you recreate that? And you can. And I think the idea really is now just be yourself. And some's going to hit, and some's not going to hit. You can't force
No, you can't.
upon.
Can't manipulate it.
People are going to like it. They're going to not like it. I mean, it's just what it is. So, and sometimes it gets in front of more people, and sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes people write nice comments, and sometimes they don't. So, I mean, it's just part of the game. And so now it's just, it's become a little bit more enjoyable with just having done stuff on both sides, and then just going.
I think you found a great balance.
Let's have fun, and it
comes through as really balanced and fun.
Thank you.
And I think as we get Dan to get ready to come here and play a song for us, which we're really excited. Let me ask you about your songwriting. Because obviously Nashville is songwriting town. Yeah. What's your songwriting style? Like, what I mean is, like, you train in the gym. Is that how you songwrite? Like, you go every day and it's like, no, this is my fucking time.
Yeah. So this is a very, very easy answer. Actually, I don't write. So
perfect.
I don't have a songwriting process. I tried. I really didn't like it. It was just not. It was painful. It was just like I don't like this, and then everything. Yeah, and I think I was writing with two people that are used to writing with each other, so they're in their own band, so it kind of like they've got their own thing going on, and I'd loved. We cut one of the songs that they had written, so the natural instinct is, hey, go write with these two because they wrote a song that you like that you cut and put on the EP. So it was kind of like. I'm sitting there and they've got their own thing, and I'm like, what am I like? We're gonna go back and forth on a specific word. Like, what are we doing here? So, but I think also I'd been lucky that early on I was able to get in contact with publishers, and off the hop, the record the EP I made in Nashville before moving to Nashville was songs sent by a publisher that that somebody up in Canada knew. So I started off. Yeah. Super lucky and in that way, and really just wanting to deliver the performance and obviously have a message in the song that is something that I believe in, that I want to say. Right. And so that's why you go through 20, 30, 40 songs before I pick 5. Yeah. But yeah, so awesome, long story short, I don't have a process to write.
Interesting. Interesting. Well, Dan, why don't we get you up here, man?
Here we go.
If you don't mind. Dan Barry. So Dan Barry's been with you since the beginning, right?
Yes. Dan Barry's at day one.
I love it. Here comes the man, the myth, the legend.
The man, the myth, the legend. I picked you up 7:30, drove downtown. You look perfect, and I thought, damn, trying to play it cool while I held your hand. A hotel rooftop reservation, we got lost in conversation. But girl, I was lost in you. After a ball of wine or two, we left the car at the valet. We were too drunk to drive, dancing in the dark on Broadway. Underneath the Nashville light, might have been a blur, but baby, I remember every moment. I woke up with my favorite headache the next day at your place. We left the car at the valet. We left the car at the valet. The band was playing Neon Moon. I couldn't take my eyes off you. The night was moving in slow motion, but we both knew where it was going. Bar to bar and beer to beer, till you said, let's get out of here. Make it now like a movie scene. Back in the cab like a limousine. We left the car at the valet. We were too drunk to drive. Dancing in the dark on Broadway, underneath the Nashville line. Might have been a blur, but baby, I remember every moment. Woke up with my favorite headache the next day at your place. We left the car at the valet. We left the car at the valet. That third bar where you kissed me, between I love you and the whiskey, there was something in the air that night. We were laughing in the morning light. We left the car at the valet. We were too drunk to drive. Dancing in the dark on Broadway, underneath the Nashville light. Might have been a blur, but baby, I remember every moment. Woke up with my favorite headache at your place. The next day, we left the car at the valet. We left the car at the valet. Oh yeah. Yeah, there.
Outstanding, brother.
Thank you so much.
Thanks so much for joining, Manny.
Thanks for having us.
That was good stuff. Thank you, Dan.
Thanks.
Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I think we're done.